The first thing which I want to discuss is that is the AI assisted DevOps. I believe many of us know what is DevOps. Many of us are working on DevOps. So basically, DevOps is, I don't want to discuss more about DevOps since we are mostly concentrating on how AI can help in increasing the efficiency of DevOps, how AI can help in increasing the user experience of DevOps, and also how AI can help reduce the manual work, whatever we are doing. So we are going to learn that. I mean, it's the first demo class, so we'll just have a quick go through like how AI is coming into DevOps. So the first thing in DevOps, the basic plan of DevOps is what we used to do in DevOps, CI and CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment. What comes in the continuous integration part? We wish to code the application, right? We used to build the source code. We wish to test the source code. So that is the continuous integration part. Now, once the continuous integration is done, we come to continuous deployment. Continuous deployment, so many things are coming up. You can do the unit testing, you can do the smoke testing also, like just like before the deploying with the lower environments. And the last part which comes is the deployment to server. So all we are doing, you can say in automated way, but in reality we are doing manually. We are building the code, we are building the application. Although it's through CI/CD, it's automated, but finally we have to write the scripts. Suppose we are doing the Maven build or the npm build. We are writing that command, right? npm run, npm start, npm build if you want to build the application, npm clean package as the command, right? To build the application. Finally, we are writing all these things, even if we are in an automated world, but still in the automations, we can make it more efficient by integration of AI. Now, let's come to a very basic thing in DevOps. What is the heart of DevOps? The heart of DevOps is CI/CD. Any pipeline, whether it's Jenkins, whether it's Azure DevOps, whether it's GitHub Actions. So let's start from the beginning that how the application lifecycle used to happen. So let's say you are deploying one application to a basic server, a standard server, not even a cloud server. Just take any AI server. So first thing we are building the application. Now it is where it is. It used to be in any of the version control system, right? Whether it's GitHub, whether it's again Azure repos, whether it's the SBN, you are putting your source code there. Now you are coming to the CI/CD pipeline where you are writing some background noise is coming. Now coming to the CI/CD part, what it is doing actually, the CI/CD. CI/CD is pulling your code. CI/CD is building your application. CI/CD is testing your application. CI/CD is deploying your application through different integration of various tools, through plugins and all, right? But your CI/CD script is doing each and everything. Now you are writing your CI/CD script from building the source code to deploying the application. Now, what if some stage fails? What you used to do at that time? How will you identify? That also you're automatic. You are making some alert mechanisms, whether through mail, whether through some SMS topic or some PubSub messaging system, depends on the cloud you are using, or some SMTP server. You are going ahead and creating alert mechanism system, which is going ahead and giving you the verdict that, okay, this stage is not working or this build is getting failed. You are going back to the CI/CD pipeline, checking the script fully, where you are missing something. Are you missing something in the script level? Are you missing something at the image level? Are you missing something in the application level itself? It is taking time. Maybe sometimes it happens the whole day, it's taking time. And again, we have to revert back to the lower environment so that to get it what? Or the earlier environments or the earlier version, I will say, if it is in the production. So lots of time is getting, lots of people are getting involved in this. There's a special DevOps team, there's a special DevOps ops team, platform ops team. There's a special team for development. That's fine. Development team is always has to be there. There's a different team for SRE, site reliability engineering, for generating all the alerts, for monitoring and all. So all these teams are coming up and increasing the cost. Now, suppose any application is getting deployed in some stage is getting failed that this image is not found. So whatever application we are building mostly now it's through Docker images, right? So that's why I hope you understand the Docker image thing. So image is a thing which is just a blueprint of application. You can consider like the application you used to build in raw code. You used to write Java, you used to write Python. Now image is just a copy of all the application codes in a single script. Okay, it's just a text file. So it used to build the image. Now suppose in the image some issue is there, some path is wrong. Now you are going and checking that path. Finally, you got to know that this path was wrong and I was wasting the whole 5 hours time to check this simple thing was wrong. Now, what if someone come up and give you a solution? You don't have to interfere. CI/CD should have the capability to realize its error and resolve it by themselves. So there comes the AI assisted DevOps. Now, how the AI is getting integrated and how it is itself checking, okay, this stage is failing. I will investigate and I will resolve the error. No manual intervention. So it does. So it is like that the jobs are getting reduced. No. If we learn how to integrate AI in DevOps, this is the most crucial part that, of course, the DevOps you have to know, the blueprint you have to know, everything you have to know. But ultimately, you have to come onto this DevOps part where the AI is getting integrated. So there are so many things in AI. We will be concentrating on especially how AI can help DevOps lifecycle. So whatever I have explained here, you can see in this diagram itself. The first thing we used to code, the basic thing we used to test, and the next thing we used to deploy. We'll not take care about deploy much. That's why I have not done the deployment. If your testing is correct, your deploy can happen anytime. So in this part, in this code and test, there's so many things can come up. So if you see, it's the plan, which is the NLP based story prioritization. What is NLP and all, we'll discuss later. AI for coding, we all are using. The other day, you have used ChatGPT, right? To generate some code, to test some code, to resolve the errors, to find the bugs. Building and testing is again a thing like whenever we are building something, we have to test that code. And for that, so many third party tools we have to integrate, right? We have to integrate for JUnit testing, we have to integrate certain plugins. Static code analysis, we have to integrate certain tools like Fortify Crunch, Checkmarks, all these tools you have to integrate. You have to learn all those tools and then you have to get the integration. You have to talk with the product team. What if AI is coming up and giving you a thing? You don't have to take care of it doesn't matter that you learn the tools or not. Once the AI comes up, it will do all the things. But it doesn't mean that you should not learn those tools. Maybe AI now the AI will tell like, okay, I want to use those tools to resolve your error. Then those tools should be integrated in your DevOps. Okay, at least that part you should know. AI doesn't mean it will do the whole thing. AI doesn't mean that you don't have to know anything. You have to know the things. But AI will help you in generating the codes, in testing the applications. It will reduce your time. Now AI for monitoring. Now, if this is the most important thing, monitoring part. People think that we develop the code, we deploy the code. So the monitoring part is one of the most important part, which most people used to neglect because they think like as a SRE engineer only does the monitoring thing, which is very easy. Just set up the Splunk, just set up some monitoring tools, Datadog and all, and just get it done. But it's the most important thing where we have to take care of the metrics. If any of the metrics you are missing, and if that alert comes, if you are not taking care, then whole application will be going downtime. Full downtime will happen. So it is the most important thing. But now, how the AI is coming into the observability thing. So suppose we have deployed one of the monitoring tool. So I don't know whether you know or not. Splunk is one of the monitoring tool, which is getting wider like anything. Datadog is one of the monitoring tools. Prometheus Grafana is one of the monitoring tools. These are the tools. Once you integrate, you have to write the exact scripts. Suppose Splunk is there, so you have to write the Splunk scripts. If Prometheus is there, you have to write the Prometheus scripts. If Grafana is there, if you integrate it with Prometheus, you have to write the MySQL scripts. So for each and every tool, you have to learn specifically. All of it. It's good to learn. But what if AI comes in and generate your scripts and give the alert mechanism things which you are doing manually? Of course, you know Scrum. But after that, if you're writing 1,000 scripts, it's a wastage of time. You don't have to know all the scripts. You don't have to work on the scripts for such a long time. Once your deployment has been done, your monitoring should be set up in the next 2 or 3 days. Now it is what people are doing. For the monitoring, especially, it takes 1 month. Let's check in the lower environment whether the alerts are coming or not. Then only you are making it production. So it's a full waste of time. And if you're in monitoring, if you're using such a long time, then it's getting longer and longer because monitoring doesn't end. Different applications are coming, different set of metrics are coming. You have to be always on the run. So at that time, AI used to be useful. Suppose any application comes in and AI is used to return that application and generate the alerts, whatever is required. Of course, you can have a manual go through once, that whether they'll also set up correctly or not. That also AI can do. So this is how the AI assisted DevOps, the whole thing is coming up. So I have used much time here in this first slide because many of the person don't know like how the AI is getting integrated in DevOps and how AI is different from AI in DevOps. Next thing is evolution of DevOps. Mostly, all the things, whatever I've discussed is written here. The first thing is the plan. Second thing is to code. Third thing, build, test, deploy, operate, and feedback. So where the AI can come into picture in the build, it can help for the planning, it can help for the coding, it can help for the testing, it can help for the monitoring. Now, all this thing is coming into picture, whatever I have discussed. This is the same slide. And DevOps is getting famous like anything. We are all using DevOps for the past 6 to 7 years. It has become more famous. CI/CD, ISC, containerization, observability, Kubernetes thing, all is coming up. So now what I want to discuss in this slide, I have kept it in a second slide because there are certain tools which I don't want to discuss, but at least you should know. Of course, we'll discuss in the upcoming sessions. So for the AI for planning, there's the NLP-based story prioritization. Now, what is the NLP-based? Natural language processing. Now, suppose what is AI, first of all? I'll not go into depth of AI. We all know artificial intelligence. But what is the heart of AI right now? The heart of AI is LLM, large language models. If you have heard of, very good. If you don't heard of that also, no problem. The heart of AI is now large language. Earlier it was machine learning models, ML models. Now it is large language models. So large language models highly depends on NLP, natural language processing. Now I'll give you an example of natural language processing. What LLMs used to do? We used to ask questions. It used to give the output. It's like a machine, input and output. Now, suppose I have given a very simple question that please describe the structure of my house. Now it has described the structure of my house is in almost 2000 words, which is not even necessary. So this is the discrepancy here. LLMs highly depend on your input and output lengths. In AI terms, we used to call the words as tokens. Here, if you see DevOps started as a cultural shift, you can consider this a word. But what in AI, it doesn't consider it as word, it considers as a token. Now, what are the benefits of token? We can limit the token. So suppose describe the structure of a house. This highly contains some word, but the output is given it's in 2000 words. So it will increase your cost. You can limit that. That I want a description, very efficient description in just 100 words or 100 tokens. So it will give you that. This is the concept of NLP. The code NLP will not work ahead, otherwise the NLP will take a long time. But this is how the structure of AI, NLP, and how these things are used in DevOps. Now, AI for coding is mostly we all have used ChatGPT. There's something called Copilot, which we'll see in a short demo also. Testing and all is these are the things which we'll discuss while we'll in the upcoming classes because there is something called agents is coming into picture. So mostly we'll be doing the AI for coding for just a small demo so that at least you can understand that how the AI is coming into picture. It's not like especially the AI is coming to DevOps and you have to learn that in a very, very specialized way. If you know DevOps, in the meantime, you can learn AI. So next is what is the AI DevOps integration of AI and ML models, as I told you, enhances automation, what it can help in code generation, validation, build test optimization, incident prediction and prevention. So this incident prediction prevention is one of the most important thing because nowadays, if you see, we used to have the development team, we used to have the application team, we used to have the support team. Now many of us, whoever is working in organization, right? Like there is certain called service now. Now the service now incidents are coming. Suppose that's a P1 incident. So application team is coming up and resolving the issue in very quick time. In 1 hour only time is there, or just 15 minutes you have to resolve the issue. Otherwise, big downtime can come. Now, incident prediction. AI has become very much sophisticated in that part. AI has direct integration with ServiceNow. AI has direct integration with your Teams channel. AI has direct integration with your Outlook, Microsoft Outlook or Team, or Mail. AI has direct integration with your Slack channel if you're using Slack. So it can predict whatever incident is coming up. It can go ahead and predict that incident and summarize you the things that, okay, these are the issues. Do you want me to take action on these issues? If you say yes, okay, go ahead and take it. Of course, an approval is needed because many false alerts used to come, right? It's the most important part here. Like AI has been so much sophisticated that it can also track it. You don't have to have the support team to be 24/7 or they have to come and do the shifts in Saturdays and Sundays. So this is the most important part, incident prediction and prevention. And monitoring and remediation, this is the thing which is important but it is also very easy. You can just put on a resume, and many of the recruiters will notice it if you just do these things. I don't want to discuss more on the intelligent monitoring and remediation, but these three parts, code generation, build, test, optimization, is how the AI is getting into. If you learn these three things, you will be out of the crowd. So I just want to describe one thing, that is the feedback part. That's all we have discussed mostly. Now, the feedback is one of the things that many people don't used to bother about. But if you learn about AI, the code AI, where the generative AI is coming into picture, there is something called reinforcement learning. There's the feedback loop that your model is doing the things and it is taking the customer input also. And with the customer input, it is improving itself to give the result. So that's called the reinforcement learning. So where the AI can help in code assistance pipeline generation. So as I told you that once you generate the Jenkins file, you can integrate AI. But that generation of Jenkins file also you can do through the AI. So that becomes more easy. If you give this kind of some projects to your company, that company will certainly value you because you are giving something different. Because everyone is writing the Jenkins file. What if no one has to write the Jenkins file? And predictive build and ML detects likely build test failures, automated PR review, NLP summarization of pull requests. Now, if you are in organization, if you see, if anyone has to modify some code, they used to raise a PR. The PR has to get reviewed by some of your senior members, or maybe there are two approvers or three approvers are there, and some are in onshore hours, some are in offshore hours. So you have to wait and wait. If someone is in leave, your lead is in leave, or two or three leads are in leave, then it becomes very difficult to merge the PRs. You have to go just for a simple thing. Maybe you have to wait hours and hours. So in that part also AI comes in. It used to self-review the things. If all good, it used to merge the PR by itself. So this is actually very good. This is actually very dangerous also. Right now. Right now, you may feel that AI is very much developed, but AI has many drawbacks. Merging PR is one of the things which is one of the most important thing, one of the most dangerous thing. Somehow if AI fails to predict the things which it should predict, and if it merges the PR, if it goes into production, it will have full downtime and maybe your company will be penalized for that. So for now, this pull request thing of summarization is mostly done in lower environment. They are testing the things. Still, I have worked in various organizations, almost 10 to 11 right now. Still nowhere I have seen this thing that a PR has been merged through AI. AI has been used in a lot of things I have seen very deeply, but especially in this production things, still the AI people are not having much faith on it. But yeah, definitely AI is getting integrated into a DevOps life cycle, but of course, your manual intervention should be there. It doesn't reduce the need of yours. Suppose AI, whatever you're using, agents, that agent is getting failed somewhere. At that time, the people has to come in. So it can never happen that manual intervention is not needed. Manual intervention, people are always needed. AI can never replace humans because you have to make the agents, you have to integrate it, you have to take care of it. A separate team has to be there to take care of. Because if your AI agents fail, your whole pipeline will fail. That's why nowadays AI agents, of course, they are going ahead and resolving the issue. People are also going in the manifest files and seeing the issue, what are the issues. So example is that the simple Jenkins pipeline you can just generate. Just I have given one example. This is if you see this line, this may feel just a one-liner, but actually it's the whole process. You are creating the Jenkins pipeline for Node.js app, the Docker build, and EKS, you know, right? If you don't know EKS, it's just a Kubernetes cluster. It's a Kubernetes cluster for AWS. For Azure, it's AKS. For Google, it's GKE. Nowadays, OpenShift is coming up. You can deploy OpenShift on AWS. You can use the raw OpenShift. You can deploy OpenShift on Azure. So this is the CI/CD pipeline flow. Now, this is the intelligent CI/CD pipeline flow, where the developer commits. AI used to generate the YMLs. AI used to build the CI. AI used to build the CD also. AI used to take the feedback and used to summarize. So if you say this line, whatever I have said, if you are going for any interview or if you are going for any project, if you have to give some project overview, first thing you can put this in AI. If they are telling you to automate the pipeline, first thing you can go ahead and tell this that what can be the flow of the pipe. Apart from these five things, nothing can come up in between it. If you think like, okay, this is very small, no, nothing can come up here. Of course, some unit testing can come up and all. Whatever, if you want to go ahead and integrate Twistlock in this, Prisma Cloud in this, you can go ahead and do it. But these are the heart of the intelligent CI/CD pipeline flow. Now, before going ahead for AI ops and IT operations, I just want to have a very quick demo that how AI is getting integrated into our life with some simple script. So we all use shell script in our life, right? No company is like they don't use shell script in any point of time. They may use Terraform, they may use Python, they may use many big languages. A shell script is one of the things which you have to use at any point, whether to do debugging of your Linux machines, whether you have to write some ad hoc script to generate some alert. Even in the Jenkins file, you have to write the shell script to check anything, whether you are cloning the application, whether you're going ahead and checking the status of the pipeline, you are using shell script because that's one thing which you can't get rid of life. So we'll go ahead and see some shell script in DevOps and how AI is getting integrated there. Very simple thing. So AI is nothing like there is a special course should be there that AI in DevOps because all things come in the DevOps, whether it's shell script, whether it's infra, whether it's CI/CD pipeline, all used to get integrated. Then only comes the DevOps. So we'll just go ahead and I just made a file. So there are certain things called, if you have heard of GitHub Copilot. So you don't have to install anything here because only thing you should have this VS Code editor. If you don't have, please install it. It's a open source. You don't have to pay anything. After that, you will get something like this editor. After that, you have to go to plugins and across it, and you have to go and search for GitHub Copilot. So whenever you're going to learn AI or anything, right, the first thing in every organization, people are using the first thing is GitHub Copilot because that's very easy to use. That can help you in many purposes, generating code and giving a suggestions. So just you have to go to GitHub Copilot. I have already installed. You have to just click on install. You will get the option of install. Just go ahead and install. Nothing you have to do. That's it. Your Copilot has been installed. So, and if suppose sometimes it happens that the interviews and all, they used to tell you to do coding right here. And at the time, you just go ahead and write some files and it used to generate. So at the time, in times of interviews, just you have to go and disable that things. Otherwise, you'll be caught that you're using the GitHub Copilot. So for you can just disable and you can just restart the extensions and then you can maple it. So mine is a maple. So we'll just write a simple shell script. Let me give some name of the file. It is the shell script. Now, so we'll just write a simple script. So if you don't know about AWS, so AWS is something, it's a cloud platform where you can create your own data center, where you can create your own server. So in AWS data center is called VPC, Virtual Private Cloud. So we'll just go ahead and first of all we'll test. We'll write like this, whether AWS CLI is, you have to just click on tab. Now if you see, this thing is coming, whatever you have seen. So if you want to accept, just click on tab. Now automatically this thing is coming. Now suppose you don't like this script, you don't want to use this script. You can go ahead and just select it. Now you have to put Control I. Now if you see there is a mini editor open. Mini editor, very mini editor. You can ask the questions here. Or else what you can do, you can just right click on this and explain. You just click on explain. So there is a update version of Visual Studio. You can update your Visual Studio. So for me, update is coming. I'm not updating for a long time. You can update it. Maybe some more benefits you will get. So see, inside the VS Code, you are using something or a copy of ChatGPT, you can say. You don't have to go to ChatGPT and you have to use it. So now if you see, it's just what it has done. It has just given me one line. So if I just go, if you see, all that you can copy it and paste it here, or you can just go ahead and you can just check the version here itself. So I have AWS CLI already installed. So Windows popped off. You can check it. So now if you have checked this, because this is just AWS version, you don't have to put it in the script. So you can remove this also. Or suppose if you want to keep it in this thing, right? You can just click on add cursor. Now it has what it has done. Gone ahead and it has put it here. Okay. Any issues in understanding guys? Let me know. Stop me wherever. So now what I have done, again, I'm just showing you. I have just gone ahead, right click on this, Control I or right click, explain, and I am getting a prompt like this where I have told like I don't want such a big script. I want a single command. So it has done the AWS. Now suppose AWS CLI is not installed. What it should have shown? It will just show that AWS command not found. Now if you want to check directly in the terminal, what I have selected the first option where insert into the terminal. It will directly check. And if you want to integrate directly into the script, I have selected the second option, insert in the IE editor. Something like that it was there. So first option was for integrating terminal, second option was in the this thing. So existing code is not there, that's fine. Next is create a VPC and a subnet. So whether you want to, here you can also ask it, create a VPC and subnet. What is subnet? Subnet is just a subset of VPC. Suppose your CIDR range of VPC is 10.0.0 by 16. So inside that, you can just make a logical grouping. Okay, I want these resources in this part of VPC. I want these resources in that part of VPC. So you can isolate the VPC as well. It's like a home where your rooms are the VPC. Sorry, if your home is a VPC, your rooms are the subnet. In what region? US East one region. So if you see GitHub Copilot is taking how much time? Because GitHub Copilot is somewhere using in the background it is using OpenAI model. In the background, what it is using? OpenAI model. So if you see what a answer it has given. Sorry, I can provide the project directory structures. I can't assist you with creating AWS resources. So this shows like how good is Copilot. Because I have directly told him or her, whatever you can consider this is, I have directly told him that create a VPC and a subnet. Actually, can it create it? Can it integrate with AWS? I should have written write a AWS CLI command. So that's the beauty of AI that it will tell you like, no, I cannot create it myself. You have to write a proper command for this. Now, this is one of the things that you have to know that you can feel like this is very good. Like it's giving the all the things. We are just going ahead and integrating it. But there comes the agentic AI part. Like it will actually go ahead and create your resources. If you want to book a IRCTC ticket, you just go ahead and log in and book the train tickets, right? Or the flight ticket. You can tell the AI that I will not log in. You just log in with my ID and go ahead and check what is the cheapest price of the flight and go ahead and book the ticket. It will go ahead and book it. So now if you see, it has very good script it has prepared. Very good script. Now you can just go ahead and save it and you can run it. If you run it, it will go ahead and create your VPC. I don't want to create my own VPC. Okay, right now, but it will go ahead and create your VPC. Okay. Now, if I tell them, let's see, can you run the script? Let's see what it is saying. It will not be able to run. I'll tell you why. As I told you, I can't run scripts here. You can run it locally. Steps and example. That's what the thing I just wanted to tell the difference between agentic AI and a normal AI. We are using normal AI right now. ChatGPT is going ahead and taking your prompts and go ahead. So this is also a GPT 3.5 model, which cannot act as an agent. Agent can do your things. Normal AI models can just instruct you. Whatever it will tell that do this thing, it can never do. Go ahead and execute this script, it can never do. Go ahead and write the script, it can go ahead and do it. So that's the difference. Agents can execute, non-agents cannot execute. It can give you the instructions to execute the things, whatever you want to execute. Now you understand the difference between AI and agentic AI.
Yeah, so then Gen AI is a kind of non-agentic AI?
So I'll tell you the generative. Good question, actually. Generative AI is what? First of all, we have not read about generative AI yet. So generative AI is just a subset of AI. AI is the superset. Generative AI is the subset. When we talk about generative AI, we are not talking about just one thing. Okay, generative AI is that model. Generative AI is GPT model. No, generative AI is a combination of all things. It consists of agentic AI, it consists of AI, it consists of NLP, it consists of ML. Everything is combining and making it generative AI. So now, as I told you, this is a non-agentic AI right now you're using. But with these models, can't we use agent? With these models only, we are using agents. So you can say that non-agentic AI is the first phase of AI or the generative AI. Agentic AI is the updated version of the non-agentic AI. It's not like with the non-agentic AI is a different thing, agentic AI is a different thing. It's just the updated version, just like app update used to happen, right? We are updating the app, we are getting more features on it. So that's the thing about the AI and the agentic AI. I hope you got the clarification.
Yeah, yeah.
So since we have checked this, like how this thing, you can try different things. You can try to build a simple shell script. So if you go ahead and just try any other thing, you can go ahead. It's giving the things, right? Already. And now you can go ahead. and test whether AWS CLI is installed. You can accept it from here. It will give you the code. So guys, if you face some kind of problems that it is not giving suggestion, please try to restart your IDE, because sometimes it's happened that you're not using the latest version or it's getting updated and it will not show you. So don't think that your AI is not working. So if you go ahead and let's build a Python file, generate random password. So that's random again. So it's already getting the code. You don't have to import a string actually. You can accept it or you can reject it. It all depends on you. So as soon as you just go ahead, it will start giving you the code. And you can just go ahead and you can go ahead and run it. Okay, I think they have not printed that. Okay, so let me go ahead and if you just go ahead, it's automatically giving you that. So it has given one random password. Well, anywhere you can use. So see, this whole code you are writing with the help of Copilot. Now, if you want to change anything, as I told you, you can go ahead and you can just click on this and explain the code, and you will get the prompt also where you can modify your code. You can tell that no, I don't want a 12 word. I mean 12 character password. I just want a 10 character. Okay, it will go ahead and tell you modify it. You can just go ahead and you can import it here. You know how to import it as I showed you. So these are the things. So the next thing which comes in, so it's the local model which is already built in chat. If we want to have our own model, I mean own model you cannot build definitely because India has not built any of its own models right now. So you have to fetch the model, you have to try it. So own model, I want to say like it's a customized model. Now what Copilot is doing, it is using its own features. It is using its own intellect to develop the code. What if I want to give the instructions? What if I don't want like you should behave in its own way? I don't want to use much of the lib or much of the cost. So what I have to give? I have to give the prompts. Okay, no, I don't want this many lengths. You just give 20 character story. Whoever will ask, whether I, whether other persons will ask, they you will only generate a 20 character story. So how can you do that? Can you ask ChatGPT in all over India that whoever is using ChatGPT, they should only build a 20 character, whatever you type, you should only get a 20 character thing, whether it's maths, whether it's English, whether it's social science or whether it's anything. You cannot control the ChatGPT, right? Because that's individual for everyone. But if you want to control your own model, that whoever is using that model, whatever I have told, they should give answers from that only. So then you have to use your own model or you have to fetch your own model. So how will you fetch it? So we'll just see a simple example. We'll be using one model. Most of you will know one OpenAI model. So if you just go ahead and search for OpenAI, you just go ahead and search for OpenAI. So you are getting something like ChatGPT, where you can log in and you can use this thing. Now, I don't want to use this ChatGPT like this. I want to put it in my own code and I only want to use it. So there's a thing called API key. Create an own OpenAI API. So you can log in. There's the docs there that how you can create an API key is very easy. Go ahead and create it. So I have taken a membership actually on this. It doesn't cost much. I think 200 rupees it will cost. You can just, I don't want to waste time on making you see like how you can create an API key. Maybe I'll give you a documentation which you can go. For now, you can have the API key. So guys, here we'll just fetch the model. We'll try to get the output. First of all, we are writing everything in Python and we'll be using Python only. No other language should be used. If you're thinking of, if you're a Node.js developer, if you're a .NET developer, whether you feel it bad, go ahead and learn Python if you want to use AI. AI can only be used with Python in an efficient way because Python has the libraries which no language has. If you don't know Python, at least learn the basics of Python if you want to continue with these sessions. Because without Python, it will become difficult. It's not like the codings are very, very tough and all, but at least you should know the concept, right? So first of all, I'll just go ahead and import my model from OpenAI. Import. Now you will get an issue. OpenAI, you will see some red dot. It means your OpenAI is not installed. Don't worry. Pip used to give the OpenAI open source. So just go ahead and install OpenAI. Okay. For me, it's installed already, so you will not see. Just go ahead and install them. No problem will be there. So for me, requirement already satisfied. I don't have to do anything. Next thing is like I have pulled the OpenAI. So since my GitHub is Copilot is on, so it's giving the suggestion already. I don't want to take the suggestion right now, so it will be difficult for me if every time it gives suggestion. So for now, what I will do, I will go ahead and I will just disable the extension right now. Still it's giving. Let me go ahead and I think I have to go ahead and restart it. Again, I have to restart. Leave. Let it give the suggestion. So whenever you find like your visible is not working, go ahead and restart your ID. Okay. It will definitely go ahead and remove your extensions, whatever you have downloaded. Okay. It will disable, not remove. So next thing I want to load this dot environment. In this, I have the OpenAPI. So I'll just give you like how the OpenAI key I have uploaded here. It's nothing, just you have to write Open API key and you have to give the key. So that's what I have written here. I don't want to make you see here. That's why I'm not showing you. So the next thing which I will give, I will just load this environment dot in because here I have the API key. So from dot in import load dot in. Now I will just make it execute so that my environment will be loaded. I'll just next is like import OS. So you all know OS. Just suppose he has to get one environment variables and all at that time we use the OS. I don't think we use it. Now we'll just call this model OpenAI. So let's take it in a variable client. So OpenAI API key and what I am giving, whatever this environment has the this. Actually, I have used this variable. That's why it's taking the variable directly from there. So it's taking it. GitHub Copilot helped me here, but you try to write in your own code. Don't take the help of GitHub Copilot. Next is that what we'll do. We'll just go ahead and call the model. So here, is it calling? Is it calling the model? Yes, it's called. I have already called OpenAI, right? Yeah. You don't have to call it again. Now I have to use the application. So let me go ahead and put response. So this is the way you have to go ahead and take the response. Now what is response here? What is the response? Now I have called the model. I have to put my prompt. How will I put it? Somewhere I have to put it, right? So this is the way you can put your prompt and get the result. Now where the result will be stored? The result will be stored in response. Whatever the prompt I will give it here, that response will be stored here. So in this way, client dot chat dot completions dot create. Now such a big thing. How will I remember? Every model has its own. We don't have to remember. It's all documented in the OpenAI website. No one used to remember because every model has its own way of giving the prompt. Okay, you don't have to remember this. Next thing is like I want to use the model. Which model I have to use? So here is giving the model GPT-4 or custom something. So we'll use the GPT-4 simple model. Next thing is messages. So guys, I'm using the help of GitHub Copilot. Please don't use it. I personally don't use it. So whenever I used to take sessions, I used to write on my own. But it's tempting me right now to use the model because when it's giving the suggestion, I have a habit of pressing the tab. Please don't do it. So this is the role system. You are a helpful assistant. So this is now why this format only? Can't they use the prompt directly? Here. So this is the way OpenAI works. This is the prompt pattern of OpenAI. If you don't give this prompt pattern, it will not be able to detect. There are so many types of models. OpenAI is one type of model. Claude is one type of model. Anthropic is one type of model. So Anthropic, you don't have to give like that. Just you give the prompt equal to and give the prompt, it will give you the answer. But this is how the OpenAI has designed itself. Now, so many things have come up that you don't have to type role, system, and all. You just give your prompt and you get the answer. I'll tell you one of the such things. Okay. I'll tell you what is the difference on that. So next is thing is I am giving this script. What is that? Temperature is one. What is the meaning of one? So temperature is called one of the inference parameters. Now, what are these inference parameters? So there are certain kinds of inference parameters. One is temperature and one is top P. One is the top K. Top K in a ChatGPT is not there. I think it's there. And hash tokens, Ivan. All these things are there. So many things you can give it. So these are called inference parameters. Now let's describe why we need these inference parameters. As I told you, I want all the Indian people to use the ChatGPT. Whenever they ask any question, ChatGPT will give only 20-word answer. I want to make it mandatory. Can I make it mandatory? ChatGPT I can. But here I can. Temperature is 1. What is the meaning of temperature? So suppose temperature always ranges from 0 to 1, just like probability. Probability ranges from 0 to 1, right? Same means temperature. A lower temperature, what it does? A lower temperature amplifies the difference between high probability and low probability. The model tends to, it used to tends to pick the more likely tokens and be more safe. A higher temperature flattens the probability distribution. So you have to use these words if you're giving interviews. A lower temperature amplifies the difference between high probability and low probability. And a higher temperature flattens the probability distribution. Now, this is a very technical terms, but please use these words whenever you are going for any interviews and all. Amplifies the difference between high probability and low probability. A higher temperature flattens the probability. Now, what is the difference? Now, suppose you have told, please explain the Hyderabad city. Now he has given the response. Hyderabad city is one of the most important ideas in India. Will you like this answer? No, right? You don't like this answer. But I have given the question, what is the sum of 2 plus 3? It has given the answer 5. You like the answer 5, right? So that has also given just one-liner answer. It has also given one-liner answer. But you like one of the things, you don't like one of the things. So that's the beauty in temperature. So when temperature 1 is being used, it's giving more variety, creativity, but it also has risk of incoherence. What is the risk of incoherence, guys? It all depends what type of question you are asking. Suppose I have described, can you please describe the city Hyderabad? You want a very variety answers. Hyderabad is one of the most important cities in India, and it's the capital of most important state, that's the Andhra Pradesh. It has many IT sectors. So it will describe about all this Gachibowli and all. You want a varied answer. You don't want a simple answer or one-liner answer. So at that time, temperature 1 has to be used. But suppose if you are doing any statistical calculations, at that time, you have to use 0 or 0.5 so that it will give you a very, very precise answer. So it all depends on what type of questions we are asking. So that's the temperature. Now, top P, what is top P? What is top K? So let's describe about top P. It's also called nucleus sampling. What is nucleus sampling? So suppose let's describe like in DevOps. What is DevOps? DevOps is the work of development people and operations people. It has given one line. DevOps is the work. After that, what kind of word it should predict? Off, right? Now, for predicting off, AI, your model will go and search all the probabilities that can come up in, at, was, on, and after that off. Now he has taken the probability off is the most likely words. It will go ahead and put off there, right? So that also we can control. Now, suppose I am not giving top P, and suppose DevOps is the word. Now it has to reject off. So how many words it will check? Suppose it has checked 100 words. Actually, it's token. Always remember in AI terms, it's tokens. 100 tokens. It has predicted and then it has described off. So it doesn't have to check 100 tokens. It can check just the 50 likely tokens and then predict off. For now, it's 100%, 100 likely tokens. But I want, don't look for 100 tokens, just like the first 50 likely tokens. So at that time, top K comes into picture. Okay, so it will just check the first 50 likely tokens. If I put 200, it will check the 100. If I put a 200, 200. Now, why top P is coming up? What is the 0.9? So you now know temperature, you now know top K and top P. Now top P is what? Top P is just the probability. Now suppose if you don't give top P, among the 200 tokens, so whatever that we have put 50 tokens, it will check all the 50 tokens, right? But if you put top P, it will check the most probable 90% of 50. You are getting the things, right? Right now, if we put it 1, it will check all the 50 tokens. But if we just check 0.5, it will just check 50%. So it is becoming more precise. It is becoming more filtered. First of all, we are limiting the tokens. And in that tokens also, we are limiting that. Check the first probable 0.9 into 50. So how much it's 45 words. So 5 tokens are left, right? It's not checking. It's not using the time. It's not taking much time. So this is just a simple thing. But suppose where you are working the organization where there are 10,000 tokens. And in that, if you are putting that 0.5, so how much is getting reduced? So a lot. Max tokens is nothing that from your intellect you can answer this. What's max tokens? That max token it should provide is how much? 500. Output it should give max is 500. Now you are thinking like I have told like in AI terms, words are called tokens. Actually, words are not exactly tokens. I'll just show you. First, let's complete this. Next thing, what we are going to do is let's go ahead and complete this. So now we have done this. Up to this, we have written. What the question I have given, explain the theory of relativity in simple terms is Einstein question. Now, let's print the response. Actually, you should not print the response directly. But if you see, choices.message.content, all this. But let's print the response first. Now, somewhere is showing me wrong. Where it's showing me wrong? Oh, it's now where. So if you see, it's wrong. Somewhere we are missing something. What we are missing? Let's see. Comma we are missing actually. This is a JSON. Now from red it has come to normal. This is expected top K. Okay, top K is not getting used here. Top K you cannot use in OpenAI, but in Claude you can use top K also. So this see these parameters if you put in different, this is the fixed, very fixed pattern. You have to give that pattern only. You cannot add your own parameters. If you have to add your own parameters, you have to build your own model, which India has not been able to build yet. So if you see, let me go ahead and take this in a notepad. So see, chat completion, it is starting from here. All this thing is doing. We don't need this many things. We just need the answer, right, to this graffiti. This many we need. We don't need other things. Just this content part we need, right? Just this content part. That's why even if it is giving this whole response, just need the content part. Rest all are what? Rest all or nothing. It's the pattern of output also. Input pattern we are giving, and it's giving the output pattern in this way only. You cannot change it. You cannot do anything. This is the thing which has been developed by OpenAI, and you have to accept it by hook or by crook. If you think I don't want these many random things, whatever it's giving, you cannot remove it. You can get the content. So that's why when I was writing this print statement, it was telling me use this. So how we can use this? Response. So response is the full this thing, right? It is the full. Where we are taking the first element. If you see choices. Choices is the first element. Where is the choices? You'll really be able to see. Inside that, we are not taking this ID, we are taking this choices. And inside the choices, it is an array. What is the first element? The first element is up to this. This is the first element. And in that, I am taking the content. That's why it's written. The first element is this full. I mean, not the first element. I mean, like how it used to be. Suppose any array, if I give it. So suppose if an array starts from here, right? A. And inside that, what we are giving? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you have to check the first element, right? It's a set actually. Okay. How will you do? A and then dot 0 or this 0, this thing. We can give it, right? It will give you the first element, whatever is there. So this is the way you can always check it. So I don't want to discuss much on this array Python part. So it's taking the first element and then the message. Choices 0 dot message. Choices 0 and then what's the content, I think? Message.content. Okay. This is the message. And from here, it's just taking the content. So if you just run it, you'll be able to understand. So it's just giving you the what. Okay, guys. Thank you.